Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching Times Now. Bilkis Bano's tormentors will continue to enjoy their freedom at least till November 29th. While it is safe to assume, viewers, that they will now be preparing for festivities, the woman who saw the members of her family being brutally raped and murdered in front of her own eyes will continue to feel suffocated. Now, even while Bilkis's wait for justice gets longer, the reply filed by the Gujarat government has reignited the political debate around the moral validity of remission. The affidavit submitted by the state, in keeping with the SC order, states that since the investigation in the case was carried out by the CBI, it had obtained suitable orders for the grant of remission of the convicts from the union government. Citing the affidavit as evidence, opposition parties are now gunning for the BJP, saying it establishes that the two BJP governments in Gujarat and at the centre colluded to ensure that the convicts were granted premature release.
It was the Modi government, the central government, which gave its concurrence and approval for the release of the individuals convicted of gang rape. Secondly, this document, now in the public domain, reveals that this was stoutly objected to, not only by the prosecuting agency CBI, this is very important, the prosecuting agency in the case, in that sense, is supposed to have the primary control of the case, the understanding of the case, the sensitivity of the case. CBI opposed it, and the special judge also did not agree and opposed it.
देखिए, ये तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के शासन में ही हो सकता है। मतलब एक तरफ तो कहा जाता है कि महिलाओं को सम्मान देना चाहिए, सम्मान की बात की जाती है। दूसरी तरफ जो खुलेआम जिन्होंने हत्या किया, जिन्होंने बलात्कार किया, जिन्होंने छोटे मासूम बच्चों की हत्या की, उसको रिहा कर दिया जाता है और उनको माला पहनाया जाता है। उनके साथ ऐसा होता है कि जैसे वो स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हो। तो ये सब इस बात को दर्शाता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की कहनी और कथनी में बहुत अंतर है।
सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी 15 अगस्त को लाल किला के प्राचीर से कहते हैं कि महिलाओं का अपमान नहीं होने देंगे, महिलाओं के सम्मान के लिए हम संकल्प लेते हैं, प्रण लेते हैं। लेकिन अफसोस की बात है कि उनके इस प्रण के 2 घंटे बाद ही गुजरात सरकार ने उस प्रण का दम तोड़ने का काम किया। इस तरह का जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का महिलाओं के प्रति सोच है, यह स्पष्ट करता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की कथनी और करनी में अंतर है।
The lawyer of convicts, however, insists that the whole argument of the opposition and critics is premised on morality, not legality of the case, and that is a factor that is insignificant in a court of law.
Supreme Court or any court of justice, there is no question of any morality. It is the question of legality which has to be seen by the every court. Otherwise, in every rape case, the court will see morality and convict without seeing the legal evidence. This is absurdity at its best. Morality has no place in Supreme Court judicial system. They have to go by the judicial records. They have to go by the policy as per the conviction date. The state government has also filed, as I told you earlier, that they have filed a very detailed chart which has indicated that the main basis for release, for premature release for these convicts, was that they have very satisfactory and good behavior in the jail. And that is what matters. I can understand if a person inside the jail is committing some other crime or is involved in some other case, then of course his conduct is bad. And that is a factor which weighs against that person for premature release. But here everybody has cooperated with the trial, everybody has been in jail, and their conduct remains very good. So that is one of the very basic factors for a person to be premature release, and that's what the state government has done here.
That was Rishi Malhotra, lawyer of the convicts. Let's now bring in Shobha Gupta. Shobha Gupta is lawyer of Bilkis Bano, now joining us live on Times Now. Shobha Gupta ji, thank you for speaking to us. Ms. Gupta, I want to begin by asking you that the next date of hearing is 29th of November. Now, Ms. Gupta, what do you believe are the legal infirmities in the decision of both the Gujarat government and the approval given by the centre?
So, legal infirmity in what? The requirement of law is that all stakeholders have to give their opinion, and that is a mandate. if the CBI, as per the state's counter, the CBI has said no, which is a prosecuting agency. The judge concerned, the court concerned, convicting court said no, then according to me, where is the question of remission be granted to them? The case failed. The case failed for a premature release the moment two of the mandatory, that's a mandatory requirement of law. That failed. So let's see where we are going, where we are reaching with this count.
Ms. Gupta, let me read out what Rishi Malhotra has said in case you didn't hear him clearly. He says, don't know why the issue of morality is now being raised.
I'm not going to respond to Rishi. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to enter into it.
No, don't respond to what Rishi has said. Just the principle that courts work on legality, not morality.
We'll deal with in courts. We will deal with, see, we need not to counter each other in the on the national TVs. We'll deal with in court. We'll see what are the requirements of law, what all has to be, factors have to be looked into. Certainly, neither they cross, nor we can. Let's see who is passing the test.
Okay, now let's talk about the procedure, because you began by speaking about procedure. Is the state government or the centre, Ms. Gupta, empowered to overrule the recommendations of the CBI, the Mumbai police, in this case the special judge?
No, so, even 5 judges bench judgment in Sriharan is very clear. It says concurrence is not merely a mechanical exercise. And if a concurrence has not come, how could that be proceeded further? And it is no, as per the counter, we have applied for the document, we have not been provided to. So we were not privileged enough to get the documents from the state when we applied to, but fair enough. Now we have it through whatever way it is. Now we have the documents, we have the remission orders. And as per their counter, it looks like they have not even given any heed to the denial by the CBI or by the special judge. The special judge's order of denial of premature release is so damn clear.
Now, let me ask you this. While the decision can be viewed as immoral, is it illegal? Do you believe that is the case?
That is the case. Morality is one aspect. We can't even ignore that. But certainly that the order, according to me, is unsustainable.
Okay, the order is unsustainable. Finally,
according to me.
Okay, Ms. Gupta, fair enough. The Gujarat government's contention is that the likes of Suhasini Ali, Mahua Mitra have no locus in the matter. They are third-party interveners. How do you respond to that?
They would be dealing with this local issue, locus issue, but according to me, that should not be, predicament for them. According to me, the law is well settled. We have a number of judgments dealing with this issue. So that should not be a predicament. Everybody is, whosoever is reaching is saying we are pained, we are disturbed with this, and we are concerned with as a society. So we don't have an interest in locus. I don't find that is even, this plea is available for others. But we means I'm referring to the PIL petitioners. Anybody who has filed, and as long as I'm correct in reading the petitions, it says that we are as a society pained. The requirement of pre-ritual release says, and the judgment says, whether it has caused a social pain, it has impacted the society at large. This is one of the major consideration. So the society comes forward and says, we are impacted. How come they don't have a locus? How come the society don't have a locus? I fail to understand this. Rapists, they are established rapists now. They're established murderers. And they're minors killed. There are 3 gang rape, minors killed, brutal murders. How come you as a society allow them to come, welcome, felicitated, and be around?
Now, Ms. Gupta, finally, because, we are talking about the third-party intervention in this, my final question, why is Bilkis Bano herself not part of the case?
She is very much part of the case.
So not just...
She is very much part of the case. She is the directly aggrieved person. Society is taking up her cause. And I'm too glad that people have actually come forward, and we have not faced a situation where nobody is coming forward and Bilkis were forced to go to court. I'm so glad that situation we as a country have not allowed to happen. We as a country, through few good people, few good social interest people who had approached court to raise the issue. I'm too glad that the situation has not arisen where she had no option but to approach, because nobody had come forward to challenge that.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Shobha Gupta, for speaking to Times Now. Let's see how this case unfolds in the Supreme Court.